What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Chris Gunther Show. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure that you like and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. My special guest today, we go back years, okay? Literally years. So we gonna probably hit in that a little bit. But the Chris Gunther Show welcomes Jazzie. What's going on, Jazz?
What's up with you, baby?
It's good to see you.
Yeah, you already know. I'm always happy to see you, bro, for real.
I'm glad that we finally get a chance to chop it up. It's been a little while in the making because we were talking about getting it done last year, and then next thing I know, my schedule just got crazy.
I mean, you went from all your crazy celebrity interviews to All-Star Weekend. I respect it, man.
I respect it. I appreciate that. I respect your grind too. Hottest artist in the city right now. The video just it's been going crazy. Like, take me back through that video concept. Like, what made you even want to shoot it that way?
For real, I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta get up to Lisette. For real, it was really her idea.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, she was like, yo, she just dropped this track. We did the video a little minute ago, you know what I'm saying? And then we just dropped it this week, you know what I mean? But we had it done already. We had it done a couple days after Shorty had dropped her original song. It was a flip off of Amaretta's Sorry Not Sorry About Atlanta. So we just made one about Youngstown.
Do you feel that because it kind of blew up the way that it did, that some people took it a little bit too far in terms of their reaction?
I mean, there's a couple people, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple people that are like, they ain't feeling it, you know what I'm saying? But there's more people who do feel it, that do understand. I feel like if you from the inner city, you get that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to dog Boardman Liberty. I ain't trying to dog the Burbs, but they the Burbs, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing as growing up in the inner city, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna take it there, you know what school we went to, you feel me?
All the way.
Went to Ursuline, whatever, but at the end of the day, we still had to go home where we had to go home to. You know what I'm saying? We didn't live in a Catholic school. That really didn't matter, so, because that conversation has already been brought up with me. It don't matter, we still had to go home, back to the hood to go live.
It's very true. Like, I remember when I was a kid, because I grew up on the South Side, born and raised my entire life. And then some of the times when I would go to school, they would ask me, what side of town do you live on? I'm like, the South Side. But then I'm in class with kids that's going to Austintown, going to Canfield, going to Boardman.
It was a lot of diverse stuff. You know what I'm saying, at our school. I feel like, I mean, not for nothing, went from my freshman year to senior year at Ursuline, it was a real mixture of minorities, you know what I'm saying, because they opened up everything and they was giving out scholarships, you know. They wanted football players.
I was just about to hit on that, but let's keep it all the way real. You know, they wanted them rings.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying.
When you want them
we
rings,
know why they did
you got to bring in the guys that can help you get them rings.
Yeah, so they opened that up, they gave us scholarships, so that's why it was the way it was. But that's what I'm saying, like, it didn't matter about where we was going, we still had to go back home. You know what I'm saying, whether it was east side, north side, south side, you know what I'm saying. Everyone that was a minority in there pretty much came from the hood.
All the way, and it showed in the way that we played too, though. It showed in the way that the practices was ran, showed in the way that we kind of carried ourselves, which I don't feel schools like that were 100% welcoming to us, you know, because I feel most of the time tried to cover things up.
And because you seen how the difference was between Ursuline at that time. Look at Ursuline at that time and Ursuline now.
Totally different. It's like night and day. The things the kids are doing now.
It's like how it used to be.
Exactly.
Before we went there. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's how it used to be. It was predominantly white. I'm gonna say it. It's just. I
mean, you got to call a spade though. But I feel like, and I'll give Ursuline credit in terms of what they're trying to do now, is they're trying to be a little bit more diverse and let us just be us, versus trying to conform us to becoming like them. And when you try to change people to be like you, the chances are you're not going to be successful that way.
Yeah, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta make things adaptive, man. But, I'm just saying that in terms of, the only reason why I brought that up is because, that conversation was already brought up with me. But I'm from the east side, you know what I'm saying, and I just know what it's like, being on the east side, being on the south side, things like that. Like, then instead of someone going, hanging around in the city and then you going back home and no shade, Gerard or something like that.
It's
the same
totally
stuff
different.
Ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's happening in the suburbs, that's the same. The stuff that's happening in the city ain't happening in the suburbs, man. Like, and even if it do here and there, it's nowhere near.
Not even
the same
close.
thing, man. It's night and day. You know what I'm saying?
and I can't really disagree. I can't disagree with that because I've grown up with it and I've seen it. But you know, to see you want to shed some light on it and try to change it into a positive way, because at the end of the day, you're turning the light and saying this is Youngstown. You know, this is what we represent. We try to represent a diverse. We try to represent love. When you look at the response that the video got, when you were shooting it, did you anticipate it getting the kind of reaction that it was starting to get?
Not as fast as it happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? We almost, last time I just checked earlier, we're at 1.8K. So like we're almost at 2K views in 2.5 days. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking like literally a couple hours. It'll be 3 days on the dot. But I didn't expect it to do the numbers that it did that fast. I never had I'm gonna put it to you like this. My video for I'm Okay, I thought that had a crazy response. You know what I'm saying? And that was the first video that I had that got that much attention, like to where if I'm going somewhere and someone's saying something to me about the video or something, but this is just exceeding that, man. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I got 1.9 thousand views on I'm Okay as of right now, and that dropped 9 months ago.
Right.
So this is already at 1.8 in a couple days, so it's kind of like...
The first one is always the one that gets the most attention too, though. And speaking from somebody that has dropped multiple videos that have gotten thousands, it's hard to maintain it because now you like, okay, the next one has to be better. The next one has to be better.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it is making me feel like that though. It is, but I feel like it's a push, it's a motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like my whole thing right now, especially since the end of last year, because I really didn't drop a song last year. The only song I dropped last year was I'm Okay, and I just pushed it. But at the end of last year, I started dropping these little freestyles and stuff like on YouTube, SoundCloud, and all that, just so people could just have something to listen to. And I started literally the day before New Year's. So December 30th, I dropped it. Then I dropped like one every week for a couple weeks. And I do got a song called Get Up and Get It with Ricky Rich from Cleveland that we dropped on major platforms. You know what I'm saying? No video to it or nothing yet like that, but that's the only one that I dropped like on majors right now. I got some other stuff coming though, like that I'm putting together right now, but this was just like on the fly, man. You know what I'm saying? Set came up with the idea. She peeped it. She was like, yo, we got to do one by Youngstown. You know what I'm saying? And I told, Cash, you know what I'm saying? We showed Cash, and I told Cash, I'm like, bro, jump on this. You know what I'm saying? And he did it. Shoot, we did it right in the back over here. You know what I'm saying? I do the travel studio stuff, so
all the way.
I just pull my stuff out and get it going. But I can't lie, man. Like, I'm grateful, that people support me the way they do, because I feel like every artist doesn't get that. You feel me? So it's definitely something to appreciate, but it's crazy, man. I can't lie. Like, it's just seeing the numbers and stuff like that. It's like, yo, that's wild. Like, for real, from Facebook to Twitter to Instagram, I'm like,
everything is just nice. Going. Like, what made you even want to start doing music in the first place?
Man, I've always been involved in music, man, since we was in high school. For real. I was in the band.
I remember.
You feel me? I played ball, but I was in the band. You know what I'm saying? So I've always had a love for music, man. Like, I played trumpet and drums back then. Then me and Jeff did that. You know what I'm saying? Got into making beats our senior year and stuff like that. And then I stopped. I just chilled out for a while. I started doing graphic design because back then there was more of a demand for that. And I had to make a decision based off of how am I going to take care of myself, because I dropped out of college. You know what I'm saying? So then when I moved to Florida, you know what I'm saying, before even a little bit before that, I was always dealing with some type of artist or something like that. I was pushing one artist for a good while, you feel me, and just doing a lot of stuff with him, whether if it was design or just behind the scenes stuff as far as like trying to get shows booked and things like that. So I seen a lot of different things as far as the music industry goes, whether if it was here or in Florida. You know what I'm saying? And I was down there for 6 years, so I definitely seen a lot down there. I learned a lot. But man, I always used to write. My boys in Miami made me get in the studio, like, because I just let them hear a song I wrote one time, and they were like, yeah, we going to the studio, and you getting on the mic. And I was like, all right, man, listen, let me get this a go. You feel me? Like, all right, cool. So And then once I did, I was like, I like how this feels. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of made me think about back then when I was making music, like, but creating, you know what I'm saying? But it was different. And like I said, I always used to write poetry and stuff like that, so being able to actually put something down, you know what I mean? It was a dope feeling, man. And then 2020, I just got my own equipment and started recording myself because I was like, I don't want to wait on engineers, you know what I'm saying, to be able to get studio time and things like that. So I taught myself.
Was it difficult to teach yourself how to, do all of that?
I mean, it took time to get some of the more technical aspects of it down, but it was a little bit easier to grasp because I had a brief background of video editing. So to me, audio engineering is like video editing. Instead of video clips, it's audio clips. So it's kind of,
I mean, similar. In a sense, it's similar, but it's also different because one you got audio and then one you got the visual. But when you see the finished product, how satisfying does that make you?
What, man? I get hyped. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, yeah, I get real hyped for real. Like, the next song that I got dropping, like, that's gonna be on major platforms. It's a different vibe from anything that I've released. I don't want to say R&B, but I guess you could say it's kind of a little more R&B, but more of a girl track for sure. So, man, I made it, and I'm in love with that track, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to stay diverse. I don't want to just keep making certain types of songs and people think that's all I could do. You feel me? So, but I get excited, man, when I get done making something and I feel like it's heat, like, you know what I'm saying? I get hyped, bro, for real. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it takes me to a different place, man. A whole different feeling, for real.
You just zone out. Like, how do you maintain that level? Like, how do you maintain the level of always staying in the zone?
Man, it's discipline, bro. Because I do a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I record other people. You know, I'm working at Jules & More now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my ends up on the jeweler side, learning from Aunt Mill. So that, I sell CMOS, you know what I'm saying? Still do graphic design and stuff like that. So it's just discipline, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I still manage somehow to be at people's parties. I don't know how I do it sometimes, but
yeah, you do.
You know what I'm saying? From time to time, but I haven't been out as much this year as I was last year. But you know what I mean? It was, you know what I'm saying? It was a little crazier back then. I didn't have my schedule now was like, it's crazy, but
I totally understand. I really do. And as somebody that is constantly on the work aspect, constantly on the grind, how do you stay motivated even when difficulties arise?
Man, for real, bro, just believing in myself. I can't quit. You know what I'm saying? If I quit, then everything I've done up to this point means nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's just kind of like a motivating aspect for myself, but I feel like I just want to show people, like, I only been doing music for 2 years, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like for me to have gained the traction that I gained in these 2 years says a lot, you feel me? And that, you know, just to show people, like, man, when you really want to do something and you believe in yourself and you got a passion for it, you don't know what could happen. Like, I'm not a celebrity or nothing like that, but at the same time, like, I think I do pretty good for, you know, someone that's like just getting out here. You feel me?
Let's hit on that real quick, because you just said even though you haven't been doing it as long, you still have got the attention. You still have got the people
as far
listening.
As rapping, right?
Like, as far as rapping. So, like, how does that make you feel knowing that even though you just started, people are really starting to hear you?
And I love it, man. I love it. It's exciting for real, man. Some of it's surreal, bro. Especially like with this video. I go to the gas station and some lady, you know, I don't know her name, you know what I'm saying? Some lady, she's like, I'm paying for my gas, and she's like, didn't you just drop a video? And I'm like, yo, this is nuts, bro. And then it's like, and then it happened again last night. I was at the DoubleTree for a studio session. Me and did that. Pulled up on Lil Boo. Shout out to Don Cody. Had a dope beat battle yesterday. But you know, we went to the hotel to have a studio session on the lake tip, and the chick that was working the, you know, ends in the lobby. Shout out to her too. I don't know her name, but I know she might see this if I share it, because I know she just added me and everything. But you know, she was like, on your page just popped up on my stuff. I'm like, yo, what is this? Like,
that's kind of a surreal feeling, too.
It is, bro, because I'm not used to that, man. But, little stuff like that was happening when I dropped I'm Okay. Like, I remember around right before the 4th of July, like, you know what I'm saying? People would be like, oh, what's up, superstar? This, that. And I'm like, bro, y'all crazy, man.
That happens to me all the time.
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
Really
like,
does.
I'm like, man, y'all crazy. Like,
and here's what I was just about to say that. And to us, here's what I've always learned. We just working. Yeah. Like, we just really trying to stay in the trenches, because coming from where we come from, we all know that nothing is really handed to you. You know, how do you continue to want to stay hungry for more?
Man, I know there's different levels that I ain't nowhere near reaching yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a beginning stage still for me, regardless of how much attention something might get. You know what I'm saying? The reality of it is, you know, I want to hit higher peaks. You know, it's just, man, I had reposted a video recently on my story, man. It said, you know, once you finish climbing one mountain, just know that that's the bottom of the next one. So
very true. You
know what I mean? You can't stop, bro. There's always gonna be a new level, and I know I got a lot of levels to unlock. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all the way there yet. You know what I mean? I still got to touch other regions. You feel me? Like, it's not even just like, it's great that I got, you know, hometown behind me and stuff like that. I love it. I'm appreciative. I'm grateful, but I want to reach out. You know what I'm saying? I want to start doing stuff in other places, and you know, I want my music to get places. You feel me?
Because you want to always grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to always stay home. You want to eventually grow. But since we're here, you know, home, are there any local artists that you would like to collaborate with that you haven't already worked with yet?
Jetty Boy. I know we talked about it. Jetty Boy Jet. He cold. You know what I'm saying? I like his vibe on the music tip for sure. Man, who haven't I worked with? I know I probably haven't worked with a lot of people for real. But he's really one that I could say that off the top of my head for real. Because I work with a decent amount of artists from out here. People just don't know that yet because the songs ain't dropped yet.
As a producer, as somebody that is constantly working with them, is it hard to keep those things under wrap?
Nah. That's why people don't know who I got tracks coming out with. Nah, so, I mean, you know, the inner circle might hear something here and there. Like, if I'm playing something in the car or something like that, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's hard. Like, I don't put it out publicly unless it's ready to be promoted. You feel me? Because, I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes.
No, that's completely understandable. Like, you don't want to overdo it. In a sense, you don't want to jump the gun too soon, right? Because, like, speaking from a, you know, sports perspective, when you're on defense and you cross the line too soon, now you get a penalty, and now you got to set things back. Right. So if you kind of just, you know, wait a little bit, and then once the ball is snapped, bam, you know what I'm saying? Then it's ready, and everybody can find out. Before we jump up out of here, you know, what are some of the other things that you have coming out that the people can look forward to?
My track Could Have Been. I saw that. That's the song I was talking about. That's dropping soon. I've been performing it, and the reaction to it has been dope for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I performed it in Cleveland a couple times, and I ain't had a performance out here yet this year.
Do you think that's coming?
Yeah, more than likely, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna perform last night, but it just didn't. It was last minute. It was real last minute, but you know, I mean, and if it do, it do. If it don't, you know, I'm sure it'll come back around later or something like that. But I'm definitely trying to lock in these out of town opportunities just to reach different people. You feel me? Like, people that never heard me before, people that never seen my face before. You feel what I'm saying? But the reaction I've been getting from that song has been nuts. So I can't wait to drop that. I had dropped the teaser on Twitter and Facebook about it one time. I'll probably have to drop some promo here soon, though, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Now that I'm talking about it in the interview, I gotta,
you might as well
show y'all a little bit of something, Yeah,
you might as well. Before we jump out of here, if anybody wanted to connect with you and learn more about you, how can they do that?
Jazzie Taboo, JAZZIE TABOO @gmail.com. That's my email. Jazzie Taboo is all my social media stuff. You know, Instagram, Twitter, and y'all know y'all could Facebook too. Y'all can find me on Facebook the same way. It'll all connect back. It all come back to my phone. You feel me? So y'all want to tap in with me, studio time, y'all can inbox me. You know what I mean? I travel studio, so I come to you. Minimum of 4 hours for me to come out. You know, lock me in. I mean, from that, or if you want to lock in the feature or something, you know what I'm saying? Hit my line. That's it. Yeah, hit my line.
Nothing else needs to be asked. Jazzie, always a pleasure.
Man,
Appreciate you.
Love you, man.
Love you, man. Be sure y'all like and share this video. Jazzie on the Chris Gunther Show. Thank y'all for watching. Cue my theme song. See y'all next time.